having a great time.
Yeah, should be. But instead, it's just been beaten to death.
To death.
Yeah, hot takes on stuff people don't probably give a shit about. Welcome to the 2 Decades Too Late podcast, everyone. I'm Brad, hanging out with Josh.
I think it's fair to say that a lot of people have strong opinions about the MCU. So we could do a whole sidebar.
Probably.
What's up?
Yeah. I mean, whatever. Yeah, this is a podcast in which we rate and review an album that is turning 20 years old, mostly metal for whatever it's worth. Today?
Yeah. Rock and roll.
Josh and I each give a rating of 1 to 5 to 4 different parameters for an individual maximum point total of 20 and a combined maximum point total of 40. Yeah. Josh, what do we got going on this week?
I am determined to tell you.
See, I get it.
Yeah, you know. Let me tell you a story.
Okay, I'm glad this is what we're doing. Good.
Today's band hails from St. Louis, Missouri. Little rhyme there. Yep. Active for 10 years at this point, which was a little surprising to me.
Very. Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah. But today we have the 2005 album from Story of the Year, In the Wake of Determination.
Yes, indeed. Released, October 11th, 2005?
October 11th, 2005 on Maverick Records, a now defunct record label that was once run by Madonna.
Oh, right. Isn't that how Deftones got signed? Like, Madonna really wanted them to be on her label?
Boy, maybe.
Madonna did get Deftones signed. I guess I just don't know if it was to Maverick or not.
I feel like I need to really look that up. It was founded in 92, so that is extremely possible.
Man, that's wild. I'm not sure I realized, okay, let's look at Adrenaline.
Deftones
Maverick.
95 to 2006. Holy shit.
Yep. Yeah, Madonna personally, wanted them signed. She called and was sign Deftones. It's nuts. I mean, I know that's not what we're talking about, but...
Not at all. But also One Side Zero.
What?
Yeah.
Man, that's weirder.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Wait, as in one more minute? Or
no, that's Authority
whatever?
Zero.
Oh!
Yeah. Is this room getting smaller?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, what the fuck?
Open up and swallow this motherfucker. You will not. Yeah. That was on the Concrete Underground demo.
That's That's nuts. That's such an old thing. Wow.
Got that shit at Dingleberries.
Yeah. I just told Kara and Reed about Dingleberries when we were at that place.
The song was called New World Order, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's right. So story of the year.
I suddenly care less about the band than anything else we're talking about.
Yeah, I might have felt that way already.
Aww.
Which is odd. This sucked. This is the first one that made me sad. I think. Yeah, it really bummed me out. For those of you who knew me in 2005, such as Josh did, and I loved Story of the Year.
Yeah.
So much. And I still do. I mean, I listen to a lot of their stuff.
Yeah.
I haven't really listened to this one. This one didn't... I obviously a couple songs that we'll talk about. But
crazy.
Yeah. I was surprised. I mean, it's going to be probably still a net positive. It's just
All right.
I don't know. I didn't expect it. I think this went a lot more. It's a lot different than I expected.
In 2005, this was like, this album in particular, not just Story of the Year, but this album in particular was like a bridge to the other side for us and like the emo world. And it was like a two-way bridge even, because they had Page Avenue in 2003 with wild success. It was certified gold the very next year.
And if you haven't seen the DVD Live in the Lou,
oh yeah, with the bass assassins,
dude, it's so sick. Yeah,
it is super sick.
If you ever just want to be really inspired, honestly, like that always got me. Like when we were about to play shows, I would watch that and just I'd be so fucking ready because they gave a show that was.
They did. Yeah, they had
unbelievable.
They had an energy to them, and they had like a humor that made them really relatable. They didn't take themselves super duper seriously. So like in 2005, when we were when juniors, seniors in high school, it was like like these were the guys almost.
Yeah, I wanted to. They were like, they might have been one of the first bands that I just straight up wanted to be friends with.
Right.
I'm like, I just want to fucking hang out with these dudes. They seem awesome. They were skaters and like, I mean, they ticked box after box. And fuck the vocalist. He's so talented. It's like, it's stupid.
Well, the drummer too. He played like half of that set in a horse head mask.
Yes, he did. Way before that was a thing. Yeah,
throwing his stick at the guitar player.
Yeah. Oh my god. I guess speaking of the vocalist, on this particular album, and all of
I was gonna say the vocalist.
Well, unless we'll go back to it probably, but I didn't know some of the history of the band. I had no idea that they. But you know, on this album, we've got Dan Marsala on lead vocals,
Tika Marsala
on bass, vocals, and tuba.
Yeah, what? I did not catch a tuba in the entire album.
No, I don't remember. That
bullshit. Could be a joke. That. Yeah, that would be on brand for that to be a joke.
Yes, it would. Josh Wills on drums and percussion, and Ryan Phillips on lead guitar.
Did you do Philip Sneed on rhythm guitar?
That maybe not. I might have just. Yeah, the tuba just totally threw me off.
Yeah.
Philip Sneed on rhythm guitar and vocals. One of the prettiest voices I've ever heard in my entire life. That man. I actually think his voice is better than Dan's. But yeah, not in a bad way. Dan sounds sick. I mean, that's just a win either way. But
that is a huge win. Yeah, the vocals on this album overall are just so nice. Like the gang vocals are nice. The backing vocals are nice. The main vocals are nice. This is a vocal performance. And the songs are written in such a way that when the vocals need to shine or want to shine, they can. Like the music's kind of in the background. And then like when the music needs to shine, the music really comes through.
Yeah.
They put the energy into it.
Yeah.
What, Brad? What? I see you over there.
We'll get to it. But I will say, and we'll obviously get more granular on this piece as well, but Steve Evans is the producer of this album, and he is no fucking joke.
He's not. He did the Dillinger Escape Plan, and he did Senses Fail, so 2 albums that we've talked about. He also did Hatebreed. Later, he would do Suck Out the Poison by He Is Legend, which I have strong opinions about.
I can't wait to get to that if we're still doing this next year. Because I think that's 06.
It is, yeah. It is.
Yeah. But, I mean, he's an incredible producer. A lot of Symphony X, which doesn't make any sense to me at all with this. But
why not?
I mean, it doesn't matter. He still crushes it. But, yeah. But, you know, what I definitely didn't know, and maybe we would have heard this. Maybe it was in the DVD and I just forgotten because there was like a whole interview section and like bio section and all that stuff. But I didn't know they started out as 67 North and then became the band Big Blue Monkey. before.
I didn't know that either.
And the album that they released under Big Blue Monkey, so it started out with Dan on drums for 67 North.
Damn.
And he was the drummer, I think, when Blue Monkey started, but then that drummer left, so Dan became the vocalist.
Blue Monkey.
It's bad. Don't listen to it.
I believe it.
It's so bad. They have the EP was called Story of the Year.
Okay.
And hence Story of the Year becoming their band name.
There you go. That was a good switch, I think.
Yeah. Big Blue Monkey is one of the dumbest names I've ever heard. And it's not even funny. It's just stupid. Like, it's really, really bad. But yeah, the EP's very bad. The song Story of the Year, very, very bad. His vocals, pretty bad.
All right.
I mean, they were fine. For someone doing it for the first time, it's kind of annoying because it's like, it's still pretty good, but, you know.
Yeah.
Page Avenue's great. You can just start there and you'll be happy as can be.
That's where most people did start.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
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 Until the day I fucking die. Man, and they had such a good sense of humor about it, too.
They did. It's like one of the best parts about the band is not even them as a band, it's just them as people. It's so sick. Then they got beat up by Godsmack's roadies. Did you read anything about that?
I did not. Was that the 2-year hiatus?
No, it was in 2004, which I'm assuming with the song Meathead at track 8.
Yeah, could be.
Because they look up the story sometime. They posted a long explanation of why. Apparently they were playing a show. It was radio. It was a radio something or another. It wasn't even a Godsmack show. Oh. And I guess the show was real shitty and no one was really into it. So Story of the Year being Story of the Year got everyone to come up front from the grass and turned it into a high energy show. Nice. The security people were not happy about it because they wasn't had to technically
do their job.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I guess for some reason Godsmack's roadies didn't like this. And a bunch of like 200 plus pound muscle dudes who were probably neo-Nazis and probably still are.
Probably,
beat the ever-living fuck out of Story of the Year just for doing that. Not even at their show. And they even pointed out in the article that it was just like, listen, I just want to be very clear. Godsmack had no authority at this show whatsoever. Right. We were not opening for them. They were like, we were actually better billed because we were bigger than them at the time. It goes, so they had absolutely no right to even care. They literally just wanted to beat us up, and they, dropped the really terrible F word a few times, and they just they reacted like dumb fucking jocks do.
Meatheads,
yeah, beat the shit out of 4 dudes half their size.
All right.
And it was like 20 on 4. Which is cool.
The song Meathead, they said, like, we needed a song about tough guy assholes, so we wrote Meathead.
Yep.
Just a 2.5 minute straight up, like, thrash hardcore song.
Yes, it is. Very good. Very good
It
song.
is very good, yeah. I like that he slipped fuck the jailbait into the lyrics, too.
Yes.
Like, drop the tailgate, everything else was not bad enough. Like, yeah.
Yeah. It's, pointed.
It is very pointed. Fantastic. Lyrics are great.
Oh, it's a sick song. I don't like the lyrics. I hate his lyrics.
Really?
Period. At least on this album, I honestly, well,
that's weird.
I don't want to get ahead of myself. I agree with everything he says. I just hate the way he does it. Like, I hate how he rhymes really fucking basic words the whole time. I hate that he repeats himself constantly. Like, well, I mean, we can get into the tracks, but like track 1, We Don't Care Anymore, is technically a sick song. But if I hear him say We Don't Care Anymore one more time, I was going to lose my goddamn mind. Like, he says it, it's 98% of the lyrical content in that song is him saying We Don't Care Anymore.
That's funny.
And over.
I did find it repetitive, but like not in a way that I found Clients repetitive. Like the Red Chord last week. I felt like, because there was more verses, I think. Like, yeah, the choruses are there and they sing them a lot, like that's their structure, but like there was other lyrics.
Yeah, but they suck. Like, and like, well, they don't. It's weird. I don't know how to explain. Like, again, all the opinions in the lyrics are things I genuinely agree with. I think he's capturing a moment in time very well in a way. But just the watered down approach to his rhyming and structure is so obnoxious to me.
How many times did you listen to it?
I didn't want to listen to it a second time. Like, I got through it, and I'm not listening to this album again.
I think I was where you were the first time I listened to it. And then I listened to it a few more times, and I was like, right. This is, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And then I found myself singing along, and I was like, I know all these lyrics.
Well, and it's fun. I don't want to be too hypocritical, which I can be as hypocritical as I want to on our podcast.
It's your show.
It's our podcast.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But, like, I know we don't always allow lyrical content into the judging, but you can't avoid it on this. It's unavoidable.
Yeah. It is.
He enunciates incredibly well. He is very clear in both his singing and screaming. His screaming got... From Page Avenue to this, he went from having a scream that was like, man, I hope you don't die, to, like, a fucking, like, I don't know, predatory animal just crushing it.
I think part of that is the producers on each, which also is a talking point. Yeah.
Well, and that's what, I don't know if the producer was like, I listened to Page Avenue, and it's not this repetitive, and he doesn't rhyme way with way 50 times. Like, I don't know if this was like, there's a Trivium album. I don't want to go on too much of a tangent. We have a Trivium album this year that we're going to review, and you and I were talking about Trivium this past week, so I listened to some of their discography, and one of them, David Draymond from Disturbed, produced.
Yeah.
And the lyrical content is completely different than any other Trivium album, because David Draymond was like, if you really want to take the next step, you need to make less ambiguous and more straight to the point lyrical content for people to remember. And this feels like that to me a little bit, where someone was like, listen, if you guys really want to get big, you want to make sure everyone can remember all your lyrics, which is true. But it got on my nerves very, very, very fast in the listening of the album.
I'd argue that was probably more the case on Page Avenue than on this album, because, like, reading through it, like, they would come to some of the, they wrote the lyrics after all of the songs, so they fit lyrics to the songs, but, like, some of the songs, they came with, like, pages and pages of lyrics that had to be pared down, and some of the other songs, they didn't have any lyric. They would, like, sit for hours and mull it over until they got, like, one line written.
Boy, I could not relate to that more. Everything you just said.
But so Page Avenue was produced by John Feldman, the bassist of Goldfinger.
Yes. Yeah. And that's where the one guitar player ended up going later on in their career, because the one dude's no longer with them, the guy with the beautiful voice. Yeah. But he plays for Goldfinger now.
There you go.
Because Goldfinger needs 3 guitar players?
I mean, who doesn't, honestly?
I mean, don't get me wrong. If someone was like, hey, do you want to be the 17th guitar player for Goldfinger? I'd be like, yeah, thank you. I'll go make more money doing that than what I currently do in my career. Sure. So I think it was the right move, especially because they talk openly about how influenced they were by Goldfinger. So I can't imagine getting asked to join one of your bigger influences. That'd be super sick.
Yeah, sorry. John Feldman is not the bass. He's the singer and guitar player of Goldfinger. But
oh, no. Yeah, that
was my bad. But, like, they apparently did not have a good time recording with him. Like, they felt really hemmed in and, like, put in a box and weren't really free to express themselves, which maybe arguably was a good call for the first album, because it did blow them up mega huge. But, like, that's kind of why they went with a Steve Evans for this album. And, like, he even said on the DVD, like, I got to get a little more metal. They let me be a little more metal on this album. Yeah.
And there's a lot of metal moments. I find a little like a band who has no idea what their identity is all over again. Like, usually that's the thing you're kind of fighting on your first record. So I guess, to the producer's credit, I mean, at least they had like an aim, whether it was their own or not. But on this one, it's like I get some 4 Year Strong vibes where I'm like, I don't even know if that worked there. I know what you're doing. Like they try some of those off time, like almost no compromise sort of riffs, and it's like they kind of land, but they kind of don't, and I don't know. It just feels like a band who, yeah, I guess that makes sense. They were put in a box and they got into this and it's like, I'm doing whatever I fucking want.
Yeah, this was more their identity that they wanted to be. Like that's why the album's named what it is. It's like they were determined to make the album that they wanted to make the first time.
Yeah. And I like that I think subsequent albums, they just got better at whatever that is, like figuring out like that middle ground between pop punk and the weird variety of metal and hardcore that they put in there at times.
Yeah.
Not weird. It's cool. I get it. It makes sense. It's just, that was the other thing I found listening to this. I'm like, this is weirdly like you have, like they were put in a box in the previous album and then they let it spill out. So that actually explains a lot.
Well, and then they had to, probably to some degree be a little beholden to the album that blew them the fuck up, that everybody knew and wanted.
For sure. And this one did not perform nearly as well.
It did peak at 19 on the Billboard 200. But it's not certified anything that I could find.
Yeah, and because Page Avenue was just, I mean, that was a blockbuster, essentially.
It was
huge. I don't know.
This album is classified as like post-hardcore, alternative rock, alternative metal, emo.
Yeah.
Probably most post-hardcore.
I think if you wanted to land on one and not have a variety, which all of the ones they put, I would agree with. I don't disagree with any of them, but post-hardcore catches it enough to where I don't know if the rest are necessary, but I don't disagree with any of them. It does, in fact, have all of those elements.
Oh, so here you go. I'll give you the all music summary.
That's sick.
But let's see. So all music gave it a 3.5 out of 5, and the fan score was also a 3.5 out of 5. But they said like story of the year aren't rocking a formula, and even if they are, In the Wake of Determination still sounds like exactly the record they wanted to make. So it doesn't really matter. It's clear that this time around they believe in it.
Yeah.
And I get that.
And the energy's on there. You can feel it.
The energy's on there.
Yeah. A lot of good here. I'm not trying to get to like a totally negative, like I don't have a totally negative outlook on it. It just surprised me. I love this band. At the time, this album was kind of my whole fucking identity. I loved that there was a whole song about being pissed about homophobia and all that stuff. Is this my fate? He asked them at track, 17, it felt like at the point that I got there, 12. That's the other thing too. Just to put it in perspective, this album's 45 minutes long.
Right.
Like, it's a long, I mean, they could have cut 3 of these songs for me and I would have been so much happier about it. I don't know if I also needed 2 songs in a row with woes in the chorus, like, so track 10, Pay Your Enemy, and track 11, Wake Up the Voiceless. He went from not just repeating himself constantly within the track he was on to then bleeding into the next track and actually repeating himself on 2 straight tracks. To me, at least that's how it felt. And I was like, you couldn't have spread these apart a little, like,
right?
Mike, I was like, okay, now we're cross track repetitive. Sick. That's good. It's good.
Called a motif, Brad.
I know. I don't know what my problem was with his lyrics. It pissed me off. I was like,
I did really honestly find the same thing you did on the first listen. I was like, oh no.
Man, it's just a lot of the like phrases he uses and words again that he's rhyming with are super cheesy too, which is not that bad of a thing. To your point, you'll remember them probably.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's just like he'll be, like I said, rhyming way with way for the 17th
I don't think he
time.
actually did that. And I only mention that because, like, I know that All That Remains did it, and we always used to make fun of him for it.
That's fair. I don't know if it was quite that bad, but like, it sucked because there were times where he's doing that, and I'm hearing what the musicians are doing underneath him, and it's insane. The bass player, I never knew how good the bass is on this thing.
Yeah. And there's some times where he's like featured. He's got some parts. It's super sick.
Yeah. Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah, I knew the drummer was good, but I did not realize how good the bassist was. Or I'm sorry, the tuba player who was playing bass on this album.
And funny enough, when he joined the band as the bass player, he had never played bass before. So this is a dude that's only played bass for roughly 2 albums worth of time.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck all these guys. They're all so good.
True.
And and the bass player's backing screams live were so... I mean, there were times where you're like, maybe we just let that guy scream? Right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
He's pretty good. I mean, maybe take a rest, man. Take a breather.
Fucking, sure. Well, I don't think they know how to take a breather live. It's ridiculous.
They do not.
But even still, you jump around without screaming. I'm just gonna let him. He seems to be holding it down just fine.
Did the singer play drums for a song? Did they do that switch off at some point? Okay. Yeah,
they did it. And they brought up a guest vocalist too.
Oh yeah.
I want to say it was like the number 12 Looks Like You guy or something weird. Maybe not that, but
we saw them with From a Second Story Window, right? Who did we see them with?
Was it with this? I mean, which time? During this cycle or before?
During this cycle.
I know it was at Newport.
Or was Every Time I Die with them that?
Every Time I Die. Absolutely 100% Every Time I Die. Man, thinking about that, that was such a good show.
That was such
I do want to really overstate, if I can, how good the musicianship is on this thing. Like,
it is fantastic.
It's very good. The guitar players are way better than you think. Like, I don't know.
There's some sick riffs on here. There's like a few really good solos, all of which were recorded in a day.
Go. Yeah, sure. Great.
Right.
Assholes.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, like track 3, Our Time Is Now, that riff hits fucking super hard. That is just...
And coming in with the slide, too.
Yeah, that is very, very delicious. But, you know, then he... repeats himself a bunch. I have a note for Our Time Is Now. Okay, you don't need to make the last chorus longer so he could repeat himself even more. I think I had even more of a problem with this than I realized. I don't feel as mad about it now as I clearly was while I was reading it.
It's just got to claw its way back.
Yeah, I guess maybe that's fair. I see how angry I am, though. I'm very upset in these. They
just have to take you back. Say yeah! Say yeah!
Yeah. I also remembered less of the individual songs than I expected. Like Stereo at track 5, rips off Comeback Kid from a song on Wake the Dead, which came out in February of the same year.
Sick.
Really bad. Almost exactly note for note. But even still, the song is way heavier than I remembered it being. I mean, Stereo's sick. That is a very, very good song.
The drummer's going nuts on some of those fills, too. Just silently losing his mind.
Yeah, yeah. Which track has the dance beat in it? Because that...
I wrote this down. Let's see. Gang vocals... Drummer.
Track 11, Wake
Up the Voiceless.
During that verse is so dense with stuff, but does not sound like it at all. Like,
no,
it's
a little guitar picky.
He's fucking shredding the bass players following the dance beat, but there's shit going on.
That's one of the instances I mean where like the vocals are kind of coming forward, but the musicianship in the background is still just going nuts. But like it's subdued. It's making space for the vocals while still being just really awesome.
Yeah, I am gonna try to find a tab for that later because I want to know what that guitar player's doing. Like it's like gross.
Do that. Just stir macaroni and cheese, and you got it.
Oh, man.
But yeah, you're gonna learn that. You're gonna learn that little ditty. You're gonna stir some mac and cheese, and you're gonna have a great time.
Yeah, that's the.
Because at the end of the day, if you don't learn the riff, you've at least got mac and cheese.
That's true.
Papa Mac and Cheese brothers.
That's awesome. Did you kill them?
No. You can?
Oh, I did. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And then there's one left sitting in a chair. He goes, it's okay. No, I would have killed him too. I would have killed him. Like, he goes, and it's not a joke. Our dad really does hate us. So he's probably going to be pretty happy that you just killed them all. He's like, do you mind leaving me here, though? I'm not going to do anything. I just sit here. I'm the last mac and cheese brother. Out of context, I can't imagine what that sounds like.
Yeah.
Because
I had no idea. I told them their dad doesn't love them, and they made a bridge out of a rainbow.
Yeah, I beat it twice now.
Okay.
Dude, I gotta tell you, I'm probably halfway through a third. I can just play that game in perpetuity. But
sick.
But yeah, the first time I didn't kill them, and the second time I did. Way funnier to kill them. And Kenny is so upset. He's so mad. Drop out to that.
Drop out? Yep. Mac and cheese riff.
Yep, mac and cheese riff.
Papa mac and cheese riff.
There's a lot of... I mean, honestly, if you like just some, like, on the... I don't want to... It's like straight up heavy metal riffs. Like, I don't... They are, yeah. I don't even know... There are some just the kick drives it really well too. Like
palm mutes all over the place too. Like there's some
and the
chugging.
Bass tone just lifts. It makes everything so fucking thick, which I guess we'll get more into on the production. But
yes, we will.
Yeah, Josh, I don't know how much you want to get into the tracks beyond. We can.
Yeah. There's some variety of songs on the album.
Yeah, I agree.
Sleep, right dead in the middle. I think it's super good. It's one of the slower songs. Almost didn't make it on the album, but actually that was one that the producer did raise his hand and be like, no, you got to put this on the album.
Huh, nice.
Yep.
I got through tracks 6 and 7, 6 being 5 Against the World, 7 being, to your point, Sleep.
Yep.
And after I said, I just listened to those two songs, and I'm not sure I remember a single thing from either. Already, they were fine. They just those were probably two of the songs that if I were to say, hey, let's cut this down by almost 10 minutes, those would probably be two I would choose. But Sleep is better than 5 Against the World in fairness. But
you know what's weird? You mentioned 4 Years Strong, and like I wanted to make a point, but I had to look it up first, and then my point didn't really stick. I was like, without this album, I don't think there would be a 4 Years Strong. But that's not the case. There was a 4 Years Strong, and they had a studio album in 2005.
Well, we're going to talk about that shit then, probably, because I don't know that I knew that. Is that on the list?
It's not on the list. I just found that out today. I learned that right just now because I thought their first album was Rise or Die Trying.
Yeah, so did I. Wow, all right.
But it is not.
Well, the lyric on... I can't remember which song. Now I have to find this. Hold on. There's a lyric on here that 4 Years Strong also uses.
Oh, yeah?
Where we built this city on heart and soul.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Story of the Year says that on this album. Like, that exact same line.
Yes.
So, that's weird. I don't know what to say about that. I kind of assumed, as you did, that the reason that 4 Years Strong said the lyric is because they were influenced by Story of the Year to do so.
Yeah.
Maybe they were. I don't know.
It doesn't say when on their wiki page that 2005 album was released. But it was released on let's see, Open Your Eyes record.
Well, then that probably means, spoiler alert, we'll be putting that on a jam session, I'm assuming. Cause...
If we can find it. Like I said, I learned about this today.
And speaking of, I don't want to tangent too hard here. Actually, you know what? I'll bring it up on the production.
All right. Yeah.
If do you want to...
But yeah, that's there was a bonus track, a hidden track on this album for the physical copy, which I didn't listen to because I didn't want to. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes it 48 minutes long exactly.
Yep. I still have I have this CD.
I thought you did, yeah.
Yeah. This is one of the ones that survived.
Sick.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But
I think that's about all I can really say about the album other than like
impressive amount of talent. Yeah. Review. So, Josh, we are reviewing the In the Wake of Determination by Story of the Year, and as we are wont to do, we'll start out with the artwork. And how many choots you gonna give the production 1 through 5?
What? How many choots am I gonna give the production 1 through 5?
Yeah.
For album art?
I did say production. God damn it. I'm going to cut all of this. Every single bit of it. I refuse. Well done. Anyway, what do you think of the artwork?
Take 2.
Take 2.
The artwork, it was done by Phillips and Russell. So the bass player and guitar player. And I gave it a 3.
Okay.
It's hard to tell what it is. I think it's like a dragonfly skeleton, if you can call a dragonfly. It's a dragonfly, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Their logo is bright green. The O kind of looks like it's got a gear for of, which I don't understand. And then In the Wake of Determination is kind of a difficult typeface to read.
It's very difficult. Overall,
I don't know what the dragonfly has to do with anything either. Or the spray painty. So it really.
And is the thing going down that looks like almost like a zipper? Is that part of the dragonfly?
Yeah, that's the like dragonfly
that's
tail.
The down
that's
thing.
the vertebra, if dragonfly have vertebra.
Okay. See, when I
comment on the Instagram page, are dragonflies invertebrates?
Hey, Mick. Just kidding. No, I'm totally with you, and actually was a little even less nice about it. I gave it a 2. I don't really particularly like it. I don't even know if it's so much that I don't like it,
2 chews.
Or it's that any band or genre could have that cover. And
yes.
There's nothing letting you know. Like, don't get me wrong.
This could be a hardcore rap album.
Exactly. Like, not everyone has to be Cannibal Corpse, where, like, you know, the woman's eating her own vagina or whatever it is. But, like...
tasteful.
Which, you know what you're getting into when you see a Cannibal Corpse cover. You're like, well, that's death metal with gore lyrics.
Yeah.
There's no way around it. Even if you've never heard of the band before. But with this, I mean, it could be like... I don't know. What's that violin woman that plays really cool, like, Zelda covers? It could be her. I don't know. Who is that?
I know this.
Sterling? Is it Sterling?
Lindsay Sterling, yep.
Lindsay Sterling. It could be Lindsay Sterling, or like to your point, it'd be like fucking Tupac. There's nothing about that gives it any identity at all.
There is not. Never has been.
I mean, it's not like offensive or anything, but
And it's on a black background. Like, what are you trying to sell here with this album artwork?
I don't. Now I understand that they went hard on the green. Like when we saw them live,
they did.
Had like they wove that color palette into their live set and everything, which was kind of cool. And Kelly Green in 2005. I don't know if you all remember this, but that was like the color for some reason.
It was a happening color. It was happening moment.
Yeah. Weirdly, now that I think about that, it seems so normal at the time, but now thinking like Kelly Green had a year, that's kind of strange. All right. So we got a 3 from you and a 2 from me. That is not the best start, but you know, what do you think of the production this time? Actually, the production.
Production, I am between a 4 and a 5. Because, like, some of what you said is definitely correct. And, like, you know, maybe it could have used a little restraint here and there. Yeah. But, like, in stark contrast to Page Avenue, like, this is the band, by and large. Yeah. They're even credited as also being producers. And they really did what they wanted to do. And Steve Evans just kind of packaged it in a way that celebrated everything that they were doing.
Yeah, for sure. That I absolutely agree with.
I'm gonna go with a 4. I think it has lost like maybe a point over the 20 years.
Okay, that's fair.
Not as far as like being able to hear anything or but just like this one did feel 2005-y versus 2025-y to me.
That's fair. I actually gave it a 5. Right. I love the production on this thing. I think it's great. Everything is just sitting right where I love everything to sit.
Yeah.
And to the gripe that I don't even know why I have, the whole bass and the guitar like being harmonious, they nailed that shit. And the kick and the bass together too. Like the dude knows what he is doing on that side of things.
And
to
that point, like individually, the drums and cymbals, like the drums are forward, the cymbals are not equally forward, which is always appreciated when listening to an album.
Agreed. Like I think we've gotten a little too in that lane recently with cymbals, where it's like I really still would like to hear them though.
Right.
And
not
this is
August Burns Red China, but
no, I don't need that, and then I don't need like Lorna Shore, where I don't. I mean, he's hitting stuff. I know he is, but I hear so much orchestration that it's just I can't pick it up. I don't mean to shit on them, by the way. That one sticks out to me.
It's a production choice, because he's doing shit. Like it kind of bums me out. I've watched him play.
Yeah, he's fucking unstoppable. I've never seen a dude just seems like he cares so little. I mean, I'm sure there are. And I don't even mean it a bad way. I'm like, God, what would that dude have to do to be like straining himself? Because he is totally fine doing all of that. Anyway, but yeah, I agree with you. The cymbals are not like blowing your brains out here, but they are just like it's so good. The guy crushed it on how everything works together. He did very well done in that regard.
Nice.
All right, sick. Well, that's better.
Yeah.
That's better.
Yeah, things are looking up.
Yeah.
Tell me
if it's like imperative.
It is. Tell me what the impact at the time was for you. We've already
10,000. I don't know, like whatever number it is. Like this is one of the instances where I'm very happy that we have this in there. Sometimes I'm very upset at us for picking it because it's so polarizing. It's like
it is. Yeah,
it's very little middle ground here, despite it being a 1 to 5 system. But it was 5. I wanted to literally join their band. I would have maybe actually killed to join that band in 2005.
Definitely a Faustian deal with the devil.
Yeah. Oh, I wouldn't even have thought about it.
My sure. Kia Soul?
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad you got that in there since we missed the one at the beginning.
Yeah.
That's good.
No problem. That's what I'm here for.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
You got me. What about you? What about impact at the time for this here Story of the Year record?
It was also a 5 for many of the same reasons. And, when we were in high school, these lyrics really landed in a way that they don't need to today, because it was a snapshot in time for sure. But like I said, this was like a bridge to the other side. It was accessible to pretty much everyone we knew.
Yeah, true enough. No one didn't like it.
No one did not like it.
We didn't have a lot in common with like that specific friend group at that time.
Right.
But which it's funny that we both know what we're talking about exactly without even saying it. But this was, everyone was like, yeah, let's fucking go see Story of the Year. Like, that was one of the biggest crews we ever got together for a show.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it's a good show. Yeah. All right, sick. Man, look at this. Doing better than I was. I'm glad. This makes me happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, how much did you enjoy listening to this?
So I'm gonna give it a
album?
4, because, like I said, on the first listen through, like I was driving to work, it was like and then it was just playing in the car. It was a 3 that day, and then I put it on again, and then I put it on again, and like today it was a 5. I'm like, whoa!
That's sick.
What's that? That's what. So,
I mean, don't get me wrong. You'll get these lyrics stuck in your head, even like my apparent beef aside. I mean,
right. Yeah.
They will get stuck in your head.
Maybe exactly for that reason. But yeah. Mm-hmm. So like the first time it was a 3. Today it was probably a 5. So I'm gonna average it out to a 4.
That's fair. Well, I was your 3 today, so I landed on a 3. I couldn't.
It's not bad.
If I'm being really honest, it's probably a 2, but I remember what it meant so hard that I have to let subjectivity creep in just a little bit.
Right.
With that. And again, that's what we have the
that's why we do this. Yeah.
That is why we do this. All right. Well, this is super. I'm really happy about this. I was a little concerned, and I talked myself down from my previous annoyance somehow as we've gone through this discussion. But for In the Wake of Determination, my Story of the Year, Josh, you've given it a 16 out of 20. Pretty solid. And I gave it a 15. So
there you go.
Yeah, 31, man. That's pretty solid. That's about right for me right now. Like, yeah. I wouldn't want it to be much lower or higher than that. I think.
Yeah.
That seems right.
And
I'm going to land on that a lot.
No. As is not normally the tradition, I did text Brad about this the second time I listened to it. Because the first time I listened to it, I was like, oh no. And then the second time I listened to it, I text Brad and I was like, I don't like this CD. I love this CD. Yeah, and then I sent him another ambiguous text.
Yeah, it was the fucking worst because we do not discuss these prior. I mean, maybe we have at one point in our lives or something.
Yeah.
But, like, we specifically do not discuss the albums until we get on. Yeah, that was a dick move.
Yeah.
I had to wait like a week to hear what you actually thought about it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I texted you that early.
That was a good one. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Sunday, I think? Was that like last Sunday, like afternoon?
It was definitely in the office, so it was Monday.
Yeah.
It was Monday for sure.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Long time.
All right. Well, sick, man. We have a playlist going. We actually have 2 on Spotify, but this one is TDTL Favorite Songs 05. We have an 04 edition as well. And we add our favorite songs to that playlist from each album. So, Josh, what was your favorite song on In the Wake of Determination?
My favorite song was Taste the Poison. And it is that because the chorus has just always been so good to me. The delivery of the lyrics, it's never enough, are just, it's so heartfelt. And it so good. And the song overall is super good too. I didn't expect to pick this one either. That's what was really nice about it.
Yeah. I should have went first. Well, that was mine as well.
No shit.
That also doesn't happen very often. But I just like that whole like Bad Religion Pennywise style bridge that they bring back toward the outro, but then hit an outro from it, which is huge. I just also outros on this album.
Outro.
They are really good at an outro. It's weird. I don't remember like that specific thing, but
I've never wanted a song to end so badly every time because of the outro. Like just skip.
Exactly. I know. It's like it's going to be good. But Taste the Poison is a great song, and it covers everything in one track for me.
It really does.
And it's got the bass solo thing.
Yeah.
Where the dude just shredding. God damn it. All right. I guess I have to.
We can put "Is This My Fate?" He asked them, because that was a pivotal song kind of at the time.
It was. People were not doing a lot of that.
They were not.
Go back to our episodes from last year to see, in fact, the exact opposite, unfortunately, kind of happening more often than not. We're adding that track.
Right.
That's why I feel like I'm in such a pickle right now, because I purposely didn't choose We Don't Care Anymore or This Is My Fate. He asked them, because I was like, one of those has to be added. And I agree that it should be Is This My Fate?
Right.
So I'll go with Stereo. I'll go with Stereo.
Okay. All right.
Track 5. Yeah.
Tired as bullshit dressed in gold.
Yep. It does rip off Wake the Dead, but if you're going to rip off an album from 2005, it's not a bad one to do.
I was surprised at the amount of comparison to Thrice. I never really listened to Thrice, but
this is very Thricey.
It is very Thricey, but Thrice kind of takes a different direction. Yeah. In my opinion, like this takes an energy direction. Like, so where Thrice would go to like a halftime part, this one goes to a double time part. It's like a
that's a good point.
Thrice also did have an album come out in 2005. A week later.
A week later? Is that the album?
It's definitely one of, because I had heard one of those songs. Image of the Invisible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, that song's good.
That song is good. That's the song I had heard by Thrice. Yeah. And on that, oh no, we've got to do the Instagram. Damn it.
Oh yeah, check us out on Instagram, TDTL_podcast. Should you so choose.
Yeah. And if by chance you haven't heard Story of the Year or this album, which I could actually see, I could see you just stopped at Page Avenue, but they're sick.
Most did.
Yeah, there's a lot to love, a lot to listen to, actually. Not a lot to listen to. Not a lot of albums over the past 20 years.
No, but they're all good. They kept doing this. They just got, in my opinion, just slightly more evolved with it over time, as everybody does. But
very good.
I think if you like this and you listen to it, and I hope you do, get into Story of the Year. They're easy to fuck with.
Yeah, for sure. And with that, he's been Brad, I've been Josh, and we've been 2 decades too late.